morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It's an exciting day today. So after the Chevy Volt video, I decided to buy a Chevy Volt. So we're on our way to take this beauty back to the golf course, grab the truck, head down, buy the Chevy Volt. Dad's driving the Challenger though. Had to make sure we got that. Get a little video of this here. We're en route to the Chevy Volt. So once we get in the Volt, I'll talk about everything a little bit, but this may be one of the last times we're in the Ram truck doing a big long road trip. So there we go. Got out of the Challenger, got in the Ram truck here, and now we're gonna get on the way to the Volt. No way. So this is a really dirty Chevy Volt. That is the color of the Volt we are going to get. What are the chances we would see a Chevy Volt in front of us with this color? Oh my God. Not a bad looking car, I do have to say, from the back end.
No, it's a good looking car.
Yeah. Oh my God, what are the chances? All right, we did it. I'm the proud owner of a Chevy Volt. I cannot believe this day actually came. So this is the basic of the basic models, which is totally okay. And 67,000 miles, total price before buyback, or before not buyback, my bad. Before the tax rebate was $7,500. So I will go back on that with you guys and kind of explain the payment structure and everything here. But man, what a find. It's the ice blue Volt, almost 68,000 miles. We're running on electric right now. And yeah, we're gonna get everything set up here and kind of get on the road and get a little bit more comfortable with the Volt. Wow, I can't believe it. All right, we're cruising in the Chevy Volt. This is awesome. So what led me to this decision? Well, listen, I need a car. I think you can maybe see the Ram truck is way in the back of me right now. So I've been driving that a lot. And essentially, even Alexa was driving her car a lot. So we just needed a car that was very basic, just like the Chevy Volt is, and comfortable, and able to get you from point A to point B where you really need to go. So this was the perfect car. And this had, right now I'm looking at it, 67,957 miles on it. The price was perfect at $7,500, and then you get a 30% rebate on top of that. So you get 20, whatever that is, 20, oh gosh, I'm trying to set the cruise control, $2,400 back. So this car essentially costs a little over $5,000 before tax, title, and that type of stuff. So the numbers that I ran, and I probably will go more in depth in another video, but the numbers I ran for this vehicle made sense in that the miles we were saving with the truck and the Mercedes and my other two vehicles were astronomical, and the gas savings was that much that this car would essentially pay for itself. Now, yes, I could save money and put that into the stock market or invest it in real estate or whatever, but you know what? That's okay. To each his own. So as it sits, I decided to buy the Chevy Volt, and I was looking, and it was kind of in the back of my mind, but after I did research, and in 2024 there is the tax credit, the 30% tax credit up to $4,000, I decided to essentially get the Volt. The tax credit is a no-brainer. As a small business owner, not only can I plug this into my business, but I can essentially deduct that, but then the tax credit I have is something that I can use to pay less taxes in now 2025 when I go to pay my 2024 taxes. So that is why I essentially bought this Volt. Reviews have been really good on it, and again, I'll go into more depth here once I detail the vehicle and make it look nice and whatever, but essentially at the end of the day, I didn't think I was going to be buying a base model Chevy Volt and loving it, but this is the perfect EconoBox appliant car that gives you a nice smooth ride, that is an electric vehicle, that gives you nice tech in it. No heated seats, none of that. I don't really give a shit about that. I got the truck that's loaded. I got a Mercedes-Benz that's loaded. It doesn't matter. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I guess I really can't complain. Right now I'm just overtaking somebody here. Passing some people. And I have to say, I'm actually quite impressed here. Sorry, I was a little quiet. I'm going 72 right now, and this thing handles... It's actually quite interesting because it's got the battery pack in the back. It's got such a low center of gravity that the vehicle is pretty sporty, actually. I mean, it's definitely no Challenger or anything like that, but it's definitely a lot more fun to drive than I thought, and because of the lower center of gravity, going over this bumpy road right now isn't that bad. The only thing I hear right now is the tire noise. I barely hear any wind noise, which is quite cool. Now I set the cruise at 61 miles per hour, and here we go. We've got 22 miles left of range. The gas tank is full. We're all set to go. Man, I just can't get over this car though. The automatic climate control right now is kind of weird, but that's okay. For a 2013, I've seen reports of these cars essentially going up to 200,000 miles plus without too many issues. So if I can get 100,000 miles on this vehicle and make it to about 170, I would be extremely, extremely happy. Essentially, this car is for daily driving, and that's exactly what it's going to be used for. So at the end of the day, I'm happy with the storage. I'm actually happy with the looks of the vehicle. As you can see, the hatch is huge. Once you put down those rear seats, the hatch is huge. The steering wheel is definitely shitty. It's a lot to be desired, but man, pretty comfortable in this right now. Once I really dial it in, the seats aren't bad. You know, not bolstered. It's nothing special by any means, but hey, for me and what I need this car to do, this is perfect. It's quite interesting, actually. So we're gonna rejoin here to get my thoughts on the actual gas engine of this vehicle once it is ready here. I still have about 21 miles left of range, so that's it. Okay, so we drove a little bit here. We've got 4 miles of range left. I just want to see how this is merging onto an interstate where we're going to be going 70 plus. So we've got a semi here, which kind of bodes in our favor in order to save some battery power, but we'll see how fast this 4 miles goes when we're driving on the interstate here. But overall, even just taking this off ramp, or this on ramp here, I should say, the handling is very low. It really glues, like you're stuck to the road. It glues you to the road, which is actually pretty dang cool. So now as we're looking, there's nobody behind us. We've got a ton of room here, and we're gonna see what the Volt can do merging onto the interstate. I'm just very thoroughly impressed though with the handling of this car for a front wheel drive car. All right, that's foot down, and the Excel is very good. I would say I'm very happy with that acceleration. Wow, impressive. So now as we set the cruise to 77, we'll see, as you can see though, it did deplete the mileage pretty good going that fast. So of course, being an electric car, the faster you go, the less range you get. So around town and everything, this car is king, but now driving on the interstate, you can see we don't have quite as much range left. We're using a lot more kilowatt hours now as we're going faster. It just depleted down to 1 mile per gallon, or 1 mile per gallon, 1 mile left on battery range. And we should be kicking on the gas motor here pretty quick, which should be pretty noticeable. There we go. And the gas motor kicked on, although I do not hear it or notice it. So what the gas motor does in normal mode is essentially regens the battery along with providing gas power. This is basically a regenerative battery system. So the electric motors are always running the car, but the engine acts as a generator for the vehicle to drive. So right now we're running on gas, and we'll see what we get for this total trip. But I'm very impressed with the handling of the car, and we'll see what the range is once we get a little farther down the road. But man, I have to say I'm impressed. As an econo box, now if this was my daily driver and I didn't have 3 other vehicles, yeah, then I would buy the nice model. But this is just a basic model, and you know what? It's fine for me. It is what it is, and now you can kind of hear the gas engine. And of course there are different modes as well, but I'm not going to mess with them on this trip here. I may mess with them later on. There's a traction control button up here, interestingly enough. Very cool, though. I have to say, I'm very impressed with this little Volt. This is an awesome vehicle. This is probably one of the best dailies of all time. Comfortable, low center of gravity, handles really well. Definitely isn't fast by any means, but that's not what it's trying to be. Impressive to say the least. Wow. As we are approaching the destination now, we're just getting on to the off-ramp, and then I just actually want to try to floor it in sport mode once and see what it kind of does here as long as nobody is in front of me. But this is probably, the seats in this being cloth, these aren't super comfortable, but really they're compliant, and for a 2-hour road trip, I guess it's fine. But again, that's not what I'm going for, at least. So now as we approach the off-ramp here, the car kind of goes into regenerative mode, so it regens the battery. And a lot of the road trip I just did, I averaged, with the gas alone, I averaged about 35 miles per gallon, which I thought was great. The only thing I have to complain about, of course, the steering wheel is shitty and the seats are shitty, but otherwise the driving dynamics and the ride of this vehicle are quite great. The brakes are nice, you know, stopping a larger vehicle. And now we're gonna throw it into sport mode here and just kind of see what happens. So we're in sport. It's in electric mode. Oh, goodness. Full on battery right now. Full on battery. Excelling. There's 60. And the engine just turned on. So that's more than adequate. There we go. Flooring it again. More than adequate 0 to 30 times. Even when you get to that 60, yeah, it slows down a little bit. But the driving characteristics of the car were good. And just flooring it around that off-ramp and onto the county road here, man, that was more compliant than I thought it was going to be, really, just because the sheer weight of this vehicle helps keep the front planted along with the back. So you're able to floor it and not get that typical oversteer from or just burning out from a front-wheel drive car because it is so heavy. And the acceleration is modest too. You know, it's definitely enough in the city, and it's enough in the country like this here to really essentially keep you happy. But that was exciting. So as we approach the destination here back to the golf course, I'm going to, of course, detail this car, shine it up, make it look really nice. And that's it. But overall, I have to say I am more than impressed with this Chevy Volt. I can't believe it. I have 3 V8s, 3 Hemis, a AMG engine, and now this 4-cylinder electric Chevy freaking Volt. Oh man, this is the world's best daily. The only thing I could get better than this is the Cadillac ELR. But again, I'm not out to purchase a luxury vehicle for my daily driver, battery electric. And this, of course, is going to be a daily for Alexa and myself. So at the end of the day, I am so freaking happy with this. I bought a base model car that has a digital display and a digital touchscreen, and god dang it, more than enough room than I could ask for. This is just perfect. This is probably, I love purchasing vehicles as it is, but this made me happier than buying the Mercedes-Benz. This is right up there with the truck. Now, the truck is utilitarian, but man, this is freaking awesome. I am just loving this. Just the fact that you can hop into the vehicle, drive with electric power, and then get a gas engine noise is freaking sick. So, alright guys, like and subscribe. There's going to be tons of Chevy Volt videos to come. I'm very intrigued. I'm new to EVs. I'm new to hybrids. So I'm very intrigued with this powertrain. So, alright guys, thanks for watching.